Hey everybody, welcome. So this is how to do our Desmos, not how to do the directions for the Desmos sorts with a follow-up questions that you'll be doing for your asynchronous number 5. So this is what's going to be happening. You're going to be doing a card sort. You're going to have 6 situations. For each situation, you need to identify a graph and an equation for a function that could represent the situation. After that, you've matched up the 3 things. Later on in the slides, you'll be answering some questions about how you matched up and so forth. If you come up with a match and you're asked to explain it, please think about justification, how you're going to explain it. Even if you're uncertain about it, I just want to know your thoughts on it. And if you think a graph could be improved in any way, say how it could be changed. Let's move on to the next slide. So this is the sort you have to do on slide 2. So what I mean by this sort is you need to match up 3 different things. Sort these cards into groups of 3. Again, each group should have 1 situation, 1 equation, and 1 graph. This is a graph. This is an equation. This is a situation. So you have to match up 3 of those. So for example, let's say I think this parabola matches up to this cyclist that's traveling the distance from town A to town B. I mean, to be honest, I don't think that's correct. I'm just doing an example. This is not a correct sort. Alright, so I have a situation and a graph, and then I need to match it up to a function. Of course, you're going to do this thoughtfully. Right now, I'm just doing an example of how to combine the cards. And on my end, I'll be able to see whether it's green or red if your match is correct or not. That's just an example. Again, you want to deeply try to read each situation and try to match it up to the correct graph. Let me just unsort this. Of course, that was just an example of how to do that. The next slide right here, I want you to describe what strategies did you do in the sort for finding the correct graph. That means for a situation, and this is an example, this doesn't mean you have to talk about this. For any situation, how did you match it up to the correct graph? What specifically did you look for in the graph as you made your match? The next slide is about the equation. Now, if you had an equation, right, and you're trying to match it to a situation, well, what specifically were you looking for here? What was your process? You're going to go ahead and describe that. All right, next slide. Let's see number 5. So now there's some follow-up questions. So after you've matched it with an equation, right, you could go back to your sort. Once you have an equation, you should be able to answer the question that's on here. How much does the plumber charge for a 3-hour job? So it depends on what your equation is that you match this up to. You're going to go ahead and plug in and come up with an answer here. You want to show your work. How far apart are the towns? Again, this situation is in the sort. Whatever equation you matched it to, you could use the equation or you could use the graph, right? You could plot the graph on Desmos and find the answer to this question. How far apart are the towns? And up to 7, what is the fixed rate per movie? There's a movie subscription. Up to 9, how many minutes will $8 buy, and so forth. So I'm actually going to go ahead and actually stop it at 8. So let me go ahead and fix the pacing. Let's do it up to slide 8. That's restricted to this one. There we go. Let's go ahead and complete up to slide number 8. The instructions will be updated on Precalc Async number 5, but the pacing will stop here. So once you're done with slide number 8, you show your work and so forth. I'll be able to see on my end. You'll be able to log out. Please make sure that you use your real name and you logged into your Gmail. Alright, y'all. Good luck. I'm excited to see what your thoughts are on this and how you matched up the situations. Bye, everybody.